Jerry is going through the latter part of his life. We meet every Thursday. We've been friends for 45 years. And his health is not what I would call robust. I see him slipping away slowly. He's blind and he's mostly deaf. And he said, I want to come to your house. He's very demanding. I want to come to your house every Thursday for lunch. So I said, okay, why? And this is what he said to me. See if I can say it without crying. I started with you and I want to finish with you. We started the course together. He was my first course partner. So 45 years later, it's 45 years, 43, since I called him up when I had the manuscript in my car and I was driving home from meeting Helen and Bill, and Ken was there too, and said to him in California, I was in New York, I have to tell you what happened. I have to tell you what I have in the car. And when I described it to him, he said, when can you get to California? And I said, well, it won't be this week, but maybe next week. He said, bring it with you. And I said, I'll ask them if I may. And over the week, I explained to him, to Helen and Bill, who Jerry was in my life. And they said, okay, but he can't copy it. You know, you can show it to him. And when I got to California, he started to look through the course. He said, what's their phone number? I told him, he called him right away and said, I have to have this. Please, one copy, I must have this. So we go back, way back. And to have a friend throughout my life who has been practicing the course as diligently as anyone I know, and who has arrived at the place where he is not sighted and he doesn't hear well, to be so full of love for God. He doesn't care whether he has tomorrow or he has a month or he has a year. It makes no difference to him. He just wants to stay in that state of mind, and it's beautiful to behold.
Can I ask one more question?
Why not?
It's already late. It's getting late. I would like to know something about Ken Wapnick. I think you knew him very well, as far as I know. Second question is, was Ken enlightened?
That's a two-part.
Yeah.
Number one, we are all enlightened, we just don't realize it.
Okay.
Take away the darkness and the masks, we are enlightened. It means, what does enlightened mean? Full of light, right? Full of love, recognition of who we are. We all are. How many people demonstrated in your life? So those people that I've come across who consciously demonstrated, because that's where they must live, there aren't too many of them. I knew Ken when he was 33 years old. So my watching Ken's growth is like watching Jerry, is like watching Bill. And those are three people in my life that I saw change dramatically. I would say that when Ken left his body, he was about as enlightened as we can think of ourselves when we think of what does enlightened mean. Yes, I think so. It took him a while to get there, though. He wasn't born that way. And there were many times where he and I, we were assigned to each other. He was my baby brother. I was his older sister. Helen would say, watch out for your baby brother. I thought she meant watch out and take care of him. I didn't know she meant watch out for him. Be careful of him. I didn't know she meant that too, because we each had each other as learning partners. And we worked together for till he died, 37 years. I would say as siblings, really, because we were the children of Helen and Bill's union with There Must Be Another Way. And in that sense, we were each given a very particular role. And it took us a few years in the beginning to respect that. I guess the way you would think of your younger brother who suddenly turns into a Mozart, you remember him teasing you or playing tricks on you. Watching Ken was a revelation to me because I could then have faith in my own growth, my own awareness. And I could say absolutely by knowing him as well as I do, that he left his body the same way Bill did, except he was a different personality. He left complete. He left absolutely having finished everything he was here to do and to do it beautifully. And he left, of course, behind the only literature I think is ever needed to help one study the course. I don't know that anyone else is necessary to come and do that. Do other people help? Of course they do. But in my mind, knowing Ken and what we all went through together and knowing his integrity and his authenticity and his path, I don't think anyone could find a better teacher. And he's still very much present, of course, through his work, through his video, everything. And I was just about to put out, which I may still do, the earliest film that anyone has of Ken addressing a group of people in my living room, 1982. So Ken got the course so he had the course about 10 years at that point, and he was 2.5 years. He met Helen and Bill 2.5 years before I did. And I just found this old footage, this old tape, and I was curious. The only thing that was different was not the message, but his way of speaking, because he did have a stutter that was very apparent then. And when he spoke, it had difficulty getting out the words. But there he was in my living room. There were about 5 or 6 people around him. And the photographer, it was film, it wasn't video, was just filming him because I thought it was a good idea. And I'm listening to it now and hearing the same message. He never changed his message for the course. He changed his delivery. He changed his own attitudes. He let go of a lot of his judgments. He became incredibly peaceful and very happy. It was really, a big learning sometimes is watching someone else. And when you get to the part of the time of your life where you have many years behind you, you've had many people to watch, they're the teachers that we most treasure. And Ken became one of my most treasured teachers. I would say Ken, Bill, and Jerry. My husband, I didn't have too much to learn with because we came together in a blaze of love and never stopped. But it's the ones that you had challenges with that you most appreciate later on because they're the ones that helped you grow. Okay. All right, Andy.
Is there a wrong?
Pardon?
Is there a wrong?
Well, that's what I said. Well, Andy came into Ken's life as I saw it. This is my point of view. I knew absolutely in my innermost being that Ken and Andy had something to exchange. And I think they exchanged it very well. I knew that Ken loved Andy tremendously, and he never had a son. And if he did, it would have been Andy. That's the son he would have had. Perfect match. We don't always get the things or the children we think we should have. But this was my opinion, remember, that absolutely, I watched it and I was very, very glad to see it. And Andy's commitment to be there for a year, even though Ken was not, I knew was a continuation of Andy's learning. He could not be in the spot where Ken taught for years, even though Ken's body wasn't there. That which was Ken was still teaching. And I'm always very, very glad that happened because it was part of the plan. One would think, well, if the teacher's ready and the student appears, they should stay together. That isn't what happened. The teacher was ready, the student appeared, the student was ready, led to the right teacher, and then the rest was done at spirit level. Yes?
How could I ever say anything different when you have spoken?
Yeah, but it has to feel right. And it feels right. Now, does that mean specialness? Everyone said, isn't that a special? Everything we have is a special relationship. What do we do with it? Do we allow that relationship to become free from judgment and pain?
Yeah.
If we do, we're on the right path. If a difficult relationship is starting to become almost easy and bearable, you can be sure it's going to continue until it's beautiful, because that's the commitment we've made. Do you want to come and sleep over tonight?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, I'm off tomorrow. Schools are closed over here because of the snow, so I don't have anything going. I could come over.
I could tell you it's a beautiful sunny day and you'd love it here in California, but I happen to like being snowed in.
You can come over here too. We got a course workshop next Thursday I'm supposed to teach, so I'm glad to share.
I don't have to, I'm right here now.
There you go. I can't win with you, can I?
No. I wouldn't tell you if you did. Well, everyone, it's been delightful being with you. I really wanted to meet you all. And I'm so glad that you showed up so I could. And I'm here anytime you want to chat. That's what I do now. It's lovely. I don't have to go any place. And I only have to get dressed up to the waist.
Thank you.
I put everybody on so everybody can say bye, Judy, and thank you very much.
Much love. Thank you.
Bye. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.
I'll see you again.
Bye-bye.
We hope so. Thanks so much, Judy.
Thank you. Thank you.
I thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So grateful.